Good to see you all. Thank you all for coming. Glad you could make it. We are live, I think. We do have Mr. PJ, Cruikshank, Jeff, Dave, and Roger in the house. As you can
I'm
hear, Roger
getting
is here.
no service. What's up?
But it's good to see you guys. Are you ready to learn some thermodynamics?
Yeah, I need to. I really need to.
Yeah, he does, and I need to not listen.
Yeah, you
I
should.
put in the wrong answer.
You really
I put in
need
the
it
wrong
there,
answer.
Pete.
Look, I was just thinking
Well,
about.
at least
I
you
was just thinking
realize.
about
At
the
least you
person.
realize afterwards that
Yeah, of course.
your Roger's wrong.
Yeah, after he told me. What's what?
Yeah, nice. Well, you did ask.
No, I didn't. You told me.
But it's good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming. Everybody in the YouTube lands and on every other platform, please hit the likes, share the show. It really, really does help, guys. I was going to say again, really appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. Okay, so what are the votes so far? 21 votes, guys. Thermodynamics deals with what systems? 55%. I'm so proud of you guys. It's 3 systems: open, closed, and isolated. So everybody that voted for that, well done. You are correct. Woohoo!
Those of you that didn't, fail.
In my defense, I didn't read it. He just said.
Who would do the thing like that? Who does do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
crazy.
Somebody named the
Who
PJ
picked that?
voted closed systems for some reason.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was just thinking about where we are and I'm in the closed system.
But yeah, we got
Yeah, right.
17% that said isolated systems only, 17% that said closed systems, and 8% that said open systems. So I think it's good then that we might be doing this show then, this series. You guys agree?
Absolutely.
Because I have been seeing a lot of people seem to be struggling with this subject
Oh my God.
on the flat and the globe side, especially the globe side. But
I don't in general. That was just a little slip, I think. Excuse me.
But yeah, guys, hit the likes, share the show. Tonight we're going to start it off easy. And yes, we are going to be using MIT as the sources because we're going to, how can I say, appeal to authority for a bit. Because especially because Globe, say, if I had to come and make the presentation saying exactly the same thing as them, it's, oh, you're just wrong. You're a flat earther. You're an idiot. You're wrong. So let's just go straight to the source. MIT professors. Here you go. They can explain exactly the same things we explain anything. You guys agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they don't listen to me, I don't know nothing.
Nonsense.
So yeah, we're starting off simple, guys. Tonight is going to be touching on the different thermodynamic systems and a bit of kinetics, but mostly based on the systems. Because I don't know why. I don't know if you guys have realized that when you talk to a Globie specifically, they think thermodynamics only is specified for an isolated system. Because when they read up the definition, it's talking about the universe as an isolated system. So then they think it only talks about isolated systems and no other systems.
Aye.
Huh. Really weird stuff. Yes, Natalie, vegans, dog. I'm going to school you on it because I've actually debated the subject many times. I've even had to school Professor Phil Bell on this. Remember?
Oh, aye.
So yeah, I'm not going to say I know everything about it, but at least know enough to be able to say I do know what thermodynamic systems do and how they're entitled to work. So, okay. So let's get to it. And you guys can stop me anytime, by the way.
Of course.
If you have anything, just teacher. I'm joking. Just say stop. Okay, let's do this.
Content is provided under a Creative Commons license.
Shout out
Your
to
support
MIT.
will help MIT OpenCourseWare continue to offer high-quality educational resources for free.
Mm-hmm.
To make a donation or view additional materials from hundreds of MIT courses, visit MIT OpenCourseWare at ocw.mit.edu.
And I did put their link in the description if you guys want to go watch it sometime in your free time as well. without any interruptions or anything. Definitely well worth it. Like I said, this is like the start basics on lecture 1. There's many other lectures we will definitely be going through on the series. So do pay attention. What is being said?
Thermodynamics. All right, let's start. Thermodynamics is the science of the flow of heat. So thermo is heat, and dynamics is the motion of heat.
Motion of heat. There we go. So question based on this, guys. Motion of heat. Is there motion of heat with gas?
Absolutely.
So gas has got to do with thermodynamics.
100%.
Cool.
And by the way, that's my dad's alma mater, MIT. He went to school there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He got a
So
degree in physics, by the way.
Oh, awesome. So, but I have to say, I really do appreciate MIT putting this stuff for free, though. I mean,
That is nice of him.
it shows you they actually care about people and that they want them to actually get to know the lectures and everything.
You think?
And I think this physics teacher actually got a Nobel Prize.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice.
so very cool stuff. Anyway, I got a question for everybody. Who here owns a combustion engined vehicle?
I.
No.
Me.
Me. I got 5.
Or
6 of them.
diesel even.
I've got a combusting Vicky. She combusts.
Okay, question about your engine. What kind of system is it?
It's hold on, it's actually closed.
Oh, actually, wait. Nope.
Nope, it's
It would
not.
be open.
It's a
Open.
dynamic system, guys. It's
Yeah.
dynamic because it opens and closes.
Closes.
Oh well, I thought it would because open closed is nothing out but stuff in, some stuff in, isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
you
but
put
that's
you put in, you put out.
Dynamic.
No,
It's-
it's a closed system. No,
Think of it
Oh.
as like our firmament. It's
right?
got windows and can open and close.
Okay. Well, let's suppose. I don't know much about engines though, so I was just kind of surmising. Okay.
If you've ever looked at the valves opening and closing in
I
the
like
cylinders,
the pistons. Yeah.
it lets in air and it combusts and then explodes and then
Right.
releases it. So it opens and closes. So it's just a dynamic system, but an engine explains thermodynamics actually very well. And this is why you get engineers have to study thermodynamics.
Mm.
And this
Oh,
is why I laugh when I get the Globie saying, oh, thermodynamics doesn't talk about open and closed systems, only isolated systems.
Is that
And I have yeah, and I'm going to
Go
have
on.
to point out something. Isolated systems are not real.
That's right.
They're only hypothetical. You don't
Right.
get actual 100% isolated systems.
No.
You do get.
We were talking about hypothetical things yesterday, weren't we?
Ah,
That's why you got to
remember?
plug. That's why you got to plug your refrigerator in, man.
Is that Hammer? Is that Hammer in the chat?
yeah, the hammer's in. What's up, man?
Yeah, Hammer.
Just
Long
letting you know.
time, man. Long time, Hammer. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yes, Luca. It's so much more than motion of heat. Okay, Luca. I'm glad you're so wise. I'm glad you're so wise and educating us.
Remember, he typed it into Google.
that's the globe
Yeah, I would
Earth,
say-
Luca. Yeah.
He's more into Chat GPT now.
Oh, nice.
He loves Chat GPT.
Okay, well, that was like the first. I'm going to try and stop as little as possible, guys. But I just had to point that stuff out. Just
I
so you
said
got
that
a,
this morning.
got a clear view on what's going to be explained.
Thermodynamics was developed largely beginning in
I hope
the
it's loud enough.
1800s, at the time of the Industrial Revolution.
Is it loud enough, guys?
It's the taming
Aye,
of the
stop it.
steel,
Yes.
the beginning of generating power by burning fossil fuels, the beginning of the problems with CO2 in the atmosphere, global warming. In fact,
Roger, you make a
it's
lot of
interesting
noise,
to
man.
note that the first calculation
I don't think it's me.
on
It is.
the impact of CO2.
Okay, hold on.
I think it sounds like, you know, when you're like rubbing against a microphone, that kind of noise.
Yeah, because now you've muted, can't hear it.
Yeah. That's good to
How's
have.
that?
Look,
Is that better?
always Noisy.
Yeah. that's
Noisy
better.
Rods. Noisy Rods. I told you, dog. You're just so noisy, man. You can't help it, can you? It radiates from you. Just the noise emanates from you all the time.
I'm gonna get my other headphones out.
Awesome.
I'm joking.
But yeah, guys, the thermodynamics started in the Industrial Revolution because remember that's when they started creating like the combustion engine with steam, you know, like a steam one piston engine kind of thing, and that's when Carnot's principle started and all that. So this is when the thermodynamic principle really started coming into play, and it's insane to think that people still think it has nothing to do with systems. I think it has got nothing to do with gas or energy transference or anything. So it's odd.
It has everything to do with
Climate
that.
was done in the late 1800s by Arrhenius. Beginning of the generation of power, moving heat from fossil fuels to generating energy, locomotives, etc.
Transferring
So he
and
calculated what would
and
happen
transforming of
to this
energy, guys.
burning of fossil fuels.
First
and,
law of thermodynamics.
he decided in his calculation, he basically got the calculation right, by the way. But he came out that in 2,000 years from the time that he did the calculations, humans would be in trouble. Well, since his calculation, we've had an exponential growth in the amount of CO2. And if you go through the calculations of people have done these calculations throughout time since Arrhenius, the time that we're in trouble, 2,000 years, and the calculation has gone like this. And so now we're really in trouble.
Calculate.
That's it for a different lecture.
Calculate that shit.
So anyway, thermodynamics dates from the same period as getting fossil fuels out of the ground.
So guys, please remember, share the show, hit the likes. It really does help for the show.
kind of
grow.
funny
Let's
how
get more. Let's
wanted-
get more people. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, the fossil fuels is a fallacy, right? Because they found that a lot of the oil wells that were, with air quotes, dried up, are now filling themselves back up.
Yep, which is supposed to take millions of years, apparently.
Well, that's from the other dinosaurs that died after have started turning into oil. So you got to know the conversion of dinosaur per quart of oil. Okay. So like there's like 8 quarts of oil in one brontosaurus.
Oh, is that right?
There were like millions and millions of brontosauruses in like many generations. So the oil we used was like from the first generation of the brontosauruses. And now we're like up into, you see, because it takes a while for each one to turn into oil.
What's going to happen when all the brontosauruses begin to exist?
Oh, it's going to be a shitstorm. We're going to be in so much trouble. It's not even funny.
It's going to run out.
We're going to be drowning in oil soon, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll flood the world.
Just go dig a hole somewhere else, that's all.
The little doom goblin Greta will come out of the woodwork and start screaming at you and shit.
It's funny because like a guy I know, he had an oil well on his property, and it was dried up, and he like I had let him know about this, and he went and checked it. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm rich." So he fired up the pumps on that thing, but he had to get some motors replaced and whatnot. But yeah, now he's pumping oil again. So he's happier than anything else.
And it's expensive though. It's a very expensive operation.
Yeah, but he now has he has a like a passive income. He doesn't have to really once he has it all up and running. It's not the costs to him are
it pays for itself.
Oh, more than pays for itself. Yeah,
for sure.
That's how they made it have value, is by artificial scarcity. That's what they do with everything.
Mm-hmm.
This whole world runs on the concept of scarcity.
Yeah, exactly.
Artificial scarcity is what keeps people running around like chickens with their fucking heads cut off.
There's not enough food. There's not enough fossil fuels. There's not enough oil.
Too
there's
many
not enough
people.
petrol. Yeah. That's it. Too many people.
All our stuff.
There's not enough room on there's not enough room on this planet for all of us. You know what I mean? Ridiculous, ridiculous. Do you think God? Do you think God makes mistakes? You know, and He made a place that wouldn't sustain us. Come on, come on.
I was going to say, Lamelfoy says, do isolated systems exist in nature?
No,
not actually. No, it's a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Kind of like evolution in the genome and all that. Same idea.
Hypotheticals, what like the protocell that they claim
the protocell.
exists. Yeah. It's just a hypothetical.
That's it.
So they live in an imaginary world.
That's what the globe's based on. Imaginary faith.
Universal. Turns out everything around us moves energy around in one way or the other. If you're a biological system, you're burning calories, burning ATP.
When he says this, it made me think of the chat we had with Aiden Mattis. Calories. He didn't understand what energy was. Was it Aiden? No, that was Dal. Sorry. With Dal, remember when you talk about energy and burning calories and like, okay, what happens if you eat a piece of toast with beans on?
I miss Bill.
Oh, Dally Dal.
What's happened with him? He had his interview with Duffy, and then I don't see any more going on with that guy.
I don't know. That's very quiet.
Who was
creating heat? If you're a warm-blooded animal, you need energy to move your arms around, move around. Mechanical systems, obviously, cars, boats, etc. And even in astrophysics, when you talk about stars, black holes, etc., you're moving energy around, you're moving heat around, and you're changing matter through thermodynamics. And the concepts of thermodynamics have even been applied to economics, systems out of equilibrium, like big companies like Enron, completely out of equilibrium, crash and burn, right? You can apply thermodynamic or non-equilibrium thermodynamics to economics. It was developed before people knew about atoms and molecules. So it's a science that's based on macroscopic properties of matter.
Someone's mic is hectic.
Yeah.
Is it me again? You sure about that?
Mute section and we'll tell you.
Hold on.
Maybe just mute if you're not talking.
No, Luca. It wasn't extremely wrong. You were being a cheeky little shit. So don't start. And I timed you out, and you come straight in here.
You look your way, nigga.
You're out of order. If you get timed out, you wait your time. Prick. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, you see, the thing is, I kicked Luca now because he does come in just to...
Yeah, of course he does.
Always derail. And it's getting really irritating. So there we go. Let's get on with the actual show.
It's his whole game, man.
Yeah. He's just here to derail, guys.
Yeah, no, I time him out so he comes straight in here. You don't do that. He's a little shit. Sorry.
Since we know about atoms and molecules now, we can rationalize the concepts of thermodynamics using microscopic properties. And if you are going to take 562, that's what you learn about. You learn about statistical mechanics and how the atomistic concepts rationalize thermodynamics. It doesn't prove it, but it helps to get more intuition about...
Did you listen to those words? It doesn't prove it, but it helps to know the intuition of it, how it works. And this is exactly what we try and explain to Globies when we talk about things like why things fall. You know what I mean? Because they think it's gravity. And you're like, but you're not proving gravity. You're just claiming it's gravity. There's no proof for your gravity.
Godzilla is awesome.
What did he say?
What's up, Godzilla? See, man.
And Luca, don't be sitting in the bloody private chat saying I sent fucking 2 messages. Arsehole. Sitting there swearing. Don't get me angry.
DJ, just ignore him, man.
I am. It's just because he swore in the chat, and I don't like that. Sorry.
No, just ignore him. He's trying his best to derail everything.
How is he in the private chat throwing shit up there?
He's coming back in. I kick him and he comes back in.
Just ban him.
You can't ban on Restream. You're gonna kick. That's the problem. So yeah,
anyways,
the problem is, he's just here to derail. So let's just ignore him. He doesn't want people to get the information heard, what's being shown on screen right now. Because this is important information that shows.
He's a little creep. I've been telling you that, man. He's a little creep. That's why he don't come over to my show. I don't even want nothing to do with him. He comes on. That's what he does. It turns into the fucking Luca retard show.
Exactly.
All done.
I've been very kind and nice to the guy, giving him his chance. But now he's really like, if you like give a hand and they take the arm kind of thing.
Yep.
That's what he's doing. He's going out
everybody he subscribed to is from the Wolfpack and Raichi and everybody anyway. He's part of that group. So, yeah.
But yeah, let's get back on with the show.
I'm so sorry about that.
No stress, man.
The consequences of thermodynamics. So it applies to macroscopic systems that are in equilibrium and how to go from one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state. And it's entirely empirical in its foundation. People have done experiments through the ages, and they've accumulated the knowledge from these experiments, and they've synthesized these experiments into a few basic empirical rules, empirical laws, which are the laws of thermodynamics. And then they've taken these laws and added a structure of math upon it to build this edifice, which is a very solid edifice of thermodynamics as a science of equilibrium systems. So these empirical observations then are summarized into 4 laws. Okay, so these laws are
the first law.
They're really deep pillars.
Let's see if anybody understands. I love the way he breaks this down, actually. The way he's going to break it down with the first law.
I can't wait.
I wanted to point something out. Notice that he's not using Google.
Oh, man.
He's got paper in his hand. It's like, that's
books,
a foreign concept to most people.
And desks and blackboards and brilliant. The old school way. The old school way.
He's got his notes so he knows where he is, and that's about it.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it.
They're not proven, but they're not wrong. They're very unlikely to be wrong. Let's just go through these laws, okay, very quickly. There's a 0th law.
First 0th, okay.
The 0th law, every one of these laws basically defines a quantity in thermodynamics and then defines a concept. The 0th law defines temperature. That's a fairly common sense idea, but it's important to define it. And I call that the common sense law.
And that's based on Kelvin.
So this is the common sense law.
And I just want to point out, why is this the common sense law, guys? Temperature. What does temperature do to energy?
It changes it. It'll change its state. It'll change its motion.
It rises.
Yeah, so
excites it.
So let's say when a gas molecule gets
go
heated up,
away.
I remove them again.
I am going to find you and just stop.
I'm going to put you over my knee and scalp your ass. Like a baby.
Nobody's interested in your horse shit, Luca. Knock it off. I'm tired of seeing that fucking thing pop up and your stupid shit coming up in there, man.
He's doing it on purpose.
Just go away.
Do you know what it is, right? He hangs around with, he's pally with Aaron Armstrong, Andrew Johnson, and Stephen Jarvis. Right?
Do you guys know Aaron Armstrong is still emailing me every single bloody day?
Good.
You're serious?
Aaron Armstrong goes suck a doorknob.
Right. He is a stalker.
I do not. I'm gonna make this very clear. Aaron Armstrong and Andrew Johnson, you are nothing to me. Stop being obsessed with me. Stop trying to talk to me. Stop sending me emails and messages. I don't care what you are saying. I don't want nothing to do with you. You guys are obsessed stalkers and need to get a life.
Yeah, there's some sick
Amen.
brain shit. And Luca, you're about as sick brained as they come.
Yep. I'm sick of him now. I've always had a soft spot for him, but I'm really sick of it.
No, I don't want him on you.
He's done. He's done. He's done.
Well, when I see somebody that wants to come on and play like they're, you know, like, look at me, I'm mentally challenged and shit. You can't be, yeah, fuck you. I ain't got nothing to do with you, buddy. You're using that. That's an act. You come on here to be a disruption and a little shit. And, you know, bless everybody's heart for trying to,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, give him the benefit of the doubt. But I saw through his shit early on. I know better. I ain't buying your little. I'm not buying your little simple retard act, buddy.
It's gone too far. Look, he started off in Flatz's. Flatz's ended up banning him because Flatz's chat was hating it and leaving. Then he went to yours, so I've got banned. Now he's at mine. I'm trying back at Flatz's again. So he don't tell me he's not been sent. He's been sent.
He is.
I just want to say thank you, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Thank you, Godzilla, for your $10 super chat. He says 4chan support. Thank you for the channel support. Wait, 4chan. Those other guys.
4chan.
I don't
know. Those old guys?
You rock.
That reminds me of Flatzoid. How's your documentary going on the psychosis of Globey?
I'm still working on it. Like I said, I still want to interview some of you guys for it.
It's going to be like War and Peace by the time you figure those biscuits out, man. I'm telling you what.
The thing is, there's so much I can do. It's like trying to condense it to make it as short as possible. I don't really want to go over an hour or 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people will watch it.
I think.
The mission is to try and get it condensed enough. Because I think the perfect thing would be maybe between an hour and a half.
I would have thought, an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. But I think an hour and a half is probably it's not an hour and a half. Because then it's like a short movie. Then that's perfect. That's perfect. An hour and a half. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd say.
But thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it, guys. Please hit the likes, share the show. But pay attention to what he's giving with the different laws and. Let's see if the Globies will actually understand what's being taught here.
First law.
Oh, love this law.
Ends up defining energy, which we're going to call U. And the concept of energy conservation. Energy can't be lost.
Like Luca last time. Oh, it's a concept of momentum.
It wasn't me. It was you.
And I'm telling you, it's not momentum. No, you're wrong.
So what? It can't be lost. It can only be transformed. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed or transferred.
Like what?
Let me take an example. For instance, you heat up a rock. Okay. And you stick it down somewhere. That heat is transferring to its surrounding. So the air around it is heating up. It's transforming into energy, heat energy around it. So the air is moving faster. And because of the zeroth law as well, the temperature of the rock is cooling down to meet equilibrium of the air temperature around it. So eventually the air and the rock together will be the same temperature thanks to the zeroth law.
So like if you had another rock of equal size and stuff like that and put it next to it, it would heat up that rock to the point where they would equalize and then both cool down to the environment round about it, sort of thing.
Yeah, let's for instance take it this way. You got a hot rock and a cold rock.
Aye.
And you stick them next to each other. The one's going to cool down while the other one heats up. Eventually it will all equalize. The air around it. The two rocks will be at room temperature because it all zeroes out.
That's how they determine the time of death of somebody that they find dead. A lot of times is they can tell how by the rate that they've assumed room temperature or ambient temperature as compared, they can get it within a matter of hours or so of how long ago the guy died. We had a science teacher in school that did that demonstration by dying in class. Our physics teacher, he actually sat down at his desk with his newspaper. He'd sit there while we were supposed to be looking at our books and doing all that shit. And we figured he fell asleep. The bell rang. We all left, and another class came in, and They're all wondering what to do, and somebody went up there to
He's just sitting there.
wake him up, and he was getting cold. He was getting cool.
Wow.
He was cooling off. He was dead.
So he had a heart attack.
Yeah, something happened. He just died. You know, just died there. Yeah.
That's hectic.
Wow.
Well, back on subject. So everything finds an equilibrium no matter what it is,
Right.
including
Even Mr.
matter
Simon.
and energy. Yeah. Yep, of course he did. He found his equilibrium somewhere.
What was I going to say, Flats? Moomin just made a suggestion about your documentaries. He says instead
I was
of
thinking of also doing it maybe like 4 parts. Like
yeah, that's what he's
releasing
saying.
parts.
Shorter ones.
I
Yeah.
was thinking of that.
Aye.
And then release it together as one full one as well.
Aye. That's cool.
I can do that.
Of course.
Because I already do have it in a 2-part series. So
Nice. I've seen the beginning of it.
Maybe make it in like a 4 or 5 parts, and then release them separately, and maybe make it together one full one as well. Can do that.
I've seen a little
And then
bit of
they come
the
up to
beginning.
like 20 minutes apart.
I've seen a little sample. I've seen a little
Aye,
sample of it. It's pretty good.
nuts,
Really
man.
good.
Fucking thing
Okay.
won't land anywhere.
Gained. And I'm going to call this the you can break even law. You can break even. You don't lose energy. You can't gain energy. You break even.
That's good.
The second law
This is the law we want to concentrate on now. Second law.
is going to define entropy. And it's going to tell us about the direction of time, something that conceptually we clearly understand. But it's going to put a mathematical foundation on which way does time go.
Paying attention, Globies.
Yeah.
The arrow of time. Remember we talk about the arrow of time a lot.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
If I take a chalk like this one here and I throw it on the ground and it breaks in little pieces, if I run the movie backwards, that doesn't make sense, right? We have a concept of time going forward in a particular way. How does entropy play into that concept of time? Okay. And I'm going to call this the you can break even at 0 degrees Kelvin law. Okay? You can only do it at 0 degrees Kelvin.
You know why they're saying that?
Yeah. Why?
Equilibrium.
Oh.
So that's why I always ask the Globies, okay, can you show us where gas is at equilibrium? Gas never stops moving. It can only stop moving at 0 Kelvin. And where have we ever observed 0 Kelvin in nature, guys?
You
Nowhere.
don't.
We don't.
Are you talking about absolute zero? No.
Absolute.
So in other words, if they want to tell us, gas will stop moving because it hasn't got enough energy, it will come back down to Earth.
Nope.
Gas can only change direction with a collision.
Yep.
And sorry to tell you, gravity is not a force, so it can't do anything to the gas.
Third law is going to give a numerical value to the entropy.
Talk about the macro and microstates.
The third law is going to be the depressing one, and it's going to say you can't get to 0 degrees.
There we go. Yeah, the third law is just literally telling you, guys, stay in reality. You're not going to get 0 Kelvin. But let's numericalize that you got the microstats and macrostats to work out how close you are to equilibrium. And that's about it.
Flats, can I just show Moomin this? He was asking about this. It's not plastic, Moomin, it's wooden. It's my box. Weed box. Vicky got me. It's nice. Moomin wanted to kind of see it. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. 2 seconds. Let me open it. Right. So, like that. All that stuff.
That's cool. Tobacco.
Well, no, it's not for tobacco, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, the happy tobacco, the happy puff tobacco. Cheers, nice one. Sorry about that.
Holy cow.
Wow, that's actually interesting. Yeah, Sophie says there's a movie on it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. And he saw that. I wonder what year that was, because this would have happened late 70s. Late 70s. I'm trying to remember if that was 8th grade, 9th grade. I think it was 9th grade. So it would have been probably.
We should actually try and look it up.
Yeah. Look, there it is, Mr. Simons, Pierce Junior High School, Waterford Township, Michigan. Free to look into that if you wish to. But also, if you ever saw the show, it was a series. It didn't stay on long. It was called Freaks and Geeks. And some of these people made their first appearances, like Seth Rogen and who's that guy from the hot dog movie? Anyway, that was what I watched that for the first time. And the really crazy thing is, it takes place in the suburbs, in the area of where I lived in Michigan, outside of Detroit. And I swear to God, man, each one of these people, I was like, I know these guys. Somebody lived in my world and wrote this sitcom about my world. They had to have. They had to have, because it was just like, it was too on point. It was too perfect. All the shit that these people did and everything. And I was trying to figure out, I was like, somebody that I know had to have written this, man. Somebody I know had to have.
I just want to say thank you, Roger Little, for your $2 super chat. It says, for the Troll Relief Fund. You rock, Roger. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, I think we should look up if we can find that video, that movie. I think quite cool. But appreciate you, Roger.
Okay, these laws are universally valid.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot be circumvented. Certainly, people have tried to do that.
Yep.
And every year, there's a newspaper story, in the Wall Street Journal or New York Times.
Listen to what he's saying, guys.
Somebody that has invented a device that somehow goes around the second law.
No, I'm going to rewind it again, PJ. Listen to what he says here. Guys, this is very important. This is very, very important.
People have tried to do that. And every year, there's a newspaper story in the Wall Street Journal or New York Times about somebody that has invented a device that somehow goes around the second law and makes more energy than it creates. And this is going to be, well, first of all, for the investors, this is going to make them very, very rich.
Do you guys catch what he's saying?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
And what do we constantly see daily from Globers with new articles? This rocket went to this place. This satellite is orbiting this place.
Yep.
Got a telescope here. This satellite. This probe. Where are those things claiming to be exactly?
I just seen
second law of thermodynamics violation.
Sorry. I just seen the ISS going 75,000 miles an hour passing the moon with my naked eye. You know?
Eye.
Naked eye.
And you can see it with a telescope.
Yep, they're claiming to have these things in a place that violates a second law. So that's really odd.
Something that's impossible. Impossible means it can't be done. You know, it's very impossible.
That's why I say when they come and say gravity, then I say, okay, so you claiming gravity can overcome entropy, because that's exactly what they claim.
That is what they claim, but they'll say no to it.
And what I think it was Eddington or something who said, if anybody tries to go against entropy, I leave nothing but all the deepest humiliation.
DD says that DD the Thug says I think he's referring to people
perpetual machines and stuff. Yeah, but that's the perpetual machines is actually got to do with the first law.
Well,
but
yeah, of course.
But yeah, second law also counts to that.
Would you call it like the fountain of youth, you might say? If I could create energy that would last forever and ever and ever and ever,
just
and not
going.
dissipate.
But that's exactly why you can't be
I
immortal.
want one.
Because being immortal will go against entropy.
Your system will wear out. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's why we laugh at these people that call themselves breatharians or something. So go, I don't need to eat. Okay.
Breatharians.
Yeah, people that
Yeah.
are breatharians, they claim they don't eat.
Sure you don't.
They just eat
Sure they
air.
don't.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they stare at the sun and they eat air.
Yeah, sometimes they say they'll eat a few seeds or whatever, but come on, you don't eat. That's just physically impossible. You're not going to have any energy. Where you get energy from? You know, it's not
That's
happening.
definitely retarded. Maybe not retarded.
Our body
the
needs
guy
to
that
bond
came
the
up with,
energy.
but I mean, I think it was a whole article of a stage where the guy that came up with breatharianism, they caught him one day sitting at a restaurant eating.
That's funny.
It's just a claim to give him some kind of recognition. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
You got a following out of it.
In front of the cameras for a couple of days.
Out of it, yeah.
Yeah, they'll sit there and do it in front of the cameras for a couple of days, and then the cameras go. Then that's it. Straight to the restaurant, steak, chips. You know what I mean? All the way, gravy, all the side trimmings. You know what I mean? There's no way.
And a shot of whiskey on the side. There you go.
Gotta have gravy on it, bro. It's no good.
What he was saying, if gravity was real, you could make energy from it and last it forever. That's actually a good point. Why aren't there any machines that are created on just reusing this force of gravity?
Okay, hold on. If gravity was real, you could make energy that from it that lasted forever. Why?
Because gravity is supposed to be a force, remember?
Yes. Oh, of course, but it's not though.
So I've got him. You see why it worked this time, because you were on a sloped roof, you see.
That's it right there. Actually,
Man down.
Now they're saying there was one up on the water tower too.
Yeah.
Oh no. Really?
There's so much fishy with this thing. I'm not saying nobody was really shot, but I'm saying there's a lot fishy with what's going on.
Memorial Gardens saying hello to you, Flats and Sovereign, but Nathan's
not
here.
Memorial Gardens, you see, man.
Nathan's not here though. Whoever Nathan is, if you're on about Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan stopped by last night. He gave me congratulations on my. Yeah.
Well, Nathan came in. Nathan came in this morning to my stream, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he came in for 10 minutes.
Roger, has Will Duffy got hold of you yet?
No, he's not. I don't think he will. Yeah. He ain't gonna do it.
Weird.
Yeah. He hasn't said nothing. I'll send him another message. See what it says.
Delta denied says Google gravity battery.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm claiming. The gravity battery doesn't show perpetual enery.
No.
That's what you're trying to say.
Well, how does that work?
Because then they should be theoretically, they're supposed to be using it gravity to be gaining energy non-stop. You're going to keep on using it. You won't need to worry about doing anything else.
How does the gravity battery work? Explain that to me.
Things fall, so they think, oh, it's charging. It's simple. It's friction.
Yeah, friction.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Charges it.
Yeah.
You have to lift it first, dum-dum. It has to be lifted first. So who's going to lift it first?
Yeah, that's just it takes energy to lift it.
I had a gravity flashlight that you shake, and it created friction. Yeah, but that's not gravity doing it. That's the force that I apply to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they called it a gravity flashlight. That was the name of it. Yeah.
Wow.
And for the rest of us, it's going to be wonderful. And they go through these arguments, and they find venture money to fund the company, and they get very famous people to endorse them, etc. But you guys know, because you have MIT degrees, and you later, and you've taken 560, that can't be the case. And you're not going to get fooled into investing money into these companies. But it's amazing that every year you find somebody coming up with a way of going around the second law and somehow convincing people who are very smart that this will work.
Okay, he's going to get to a point.
So thermo is also a big tease, as you can see from my descriptions of these laws here. It makes you believe initially in the feasibility of perfect efficiency. Right? The first law is very upbeat. It talks about the conservation of energy. Energy is conserved in all of its forms. You can take heat energy and convert it to work energy and vice versa. And it doesn't say anything about that you have to waste heat if you're going to transform heat into work. It just says it's energy. It's all the same thing, right? So you could break even if you were very clever about it.
Does say that. But that's why you need the other laws as well. You can't just work on one law.
That's pretty neat. So in a sense, it says, if you wanted to build a boat that took energy out of the air, or the warmth of the air, to sail around the world, you can do that. Right? And then the second law comes in and says, well, that's not quite right. The second law says, yeah, energy is pretty much the same in all its form. But if you want to convert one form of energy into another, if you want to convert work, heat into work with 100% efficiency, you got to go down to 0 degrees Kelvin, to absolute zero, if you want to do that. Otherwise, you're going to waste some of that heat somewhere along the way, some of that energy.
Yeah, and this is explained with the kinetic theory of molecules when you have the gas hitting each other. What happens when you have a gas molecule and it's heated and it now has moved very fast and it hits another gas molecule? Remember, they got perfect elastic collisions. Okay?
Okay.
It's transferred some of that heat over.
Causes wind.
Or we can take another example. Has anybody taken a hammer and they taken a nail and you hammer and you feel it gets hot after a while?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Can't you go with both?
Take a paper
clip. The work done is being transferred. It's the same thing, the friction,
and it'll get hot right there where it bends at.
Yeah, and that's showing
I got
work
a question.
done.
I got a question for you. Can you you can heat up something so hot that it actually has almost the same effects of freezing, doesn't it? Especially gases, and vice versa. Like both ends of the spectrum almost feel the same at the extreme. Or am I mistaken? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. That's why you even get what do they call it? Cold heat.
Yeah. It's strange.
Like a cold flame. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like those cold flames.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same with lasers too. You get cold lasers. And
cold
hot
lasers. Yeah. That's right.
Well, I've even been outside when it's extremely cold. When I can remember in Michigan where the wind would blow against you and it would be so cold that it actually felt hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to find that as a kid when I was out playing in the snow, throwing snowballs. It was freezing, but then eventually it would warm your hands up and you were fine. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Okay, so all right, so you can't get perfect efficiency, but at least if you were able to go to 0 degrees Kelvin, then you'd be all set, right? You just got to find a good refrigerator on your boat, and then you can still go around the world. Then the third law comes in, and that's the depressing part here. It says, well, it's true. If you could get to 0 degrees Kelvin, you'd get perfect efficiency, but you can't get to 0 degrees Kelvin. You can't. Right? Even if you have an infinite amount of resources, you can't get there. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yeah, let's move on to the systems.
So thermodynamics, based on these 4 laws now, requires an edifice. And it's a very mature science, and it requires that we define things carefully. So we're going to spend a little bit of time making sure we define our concepts and our words. And what you'll find is that when you do problem sets, especially at the beginning, understanding the words and the conditions of the problem sets is most of the way into solving the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about...
Oh, I love this. Guys, pay attention.
Things like systems.
Systems. Okay, guys.
The system.
Systems, okay? He says systems, so that's plural. Okay, plural. Okay, I want to check what the votes are doing quickly before we go on. The votes so far are sitting on 78 votes. Thermodynamics deals with what systems? 3, open, closed, and isolated. 58%. Well done. You guys are all correct. Woohoo.
Yay!
1, the isolated system only, 8%. Boo! That's probably Globus, by the way.
Yeah.
Closed systems, 23%. MPJ.
Who would choose? Who would choose that? Silly.
You.
I did that.
Open systems, 11%. Ooh. It's interesting. Remember, guys, now we're going to see what he's going to quickly answer this poll question, and then you can ask people like FTFE why we laugh at him when he claims to know things about thermodynamics. Okay.
It's that part of the universe that we're studying. These are going to be fairly common sense definitions, but they're important. And when you get to a problem set, really nailing down what the system is, not more nor less in terms of the amount of stuff that's part of the system, is going to be often very crucial.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you've got the system.
Look what
for
this
instance,
system
it could
is.
be a person. I'm the system. I could be a system. It could be a hot coffee in a thermos. Okay. So the coffee and the milk and whatever else you like in your coffee would be the system. Be a glass of water with ice in it. It's a fine system. Volume of air in a part of a room. Take 4 liters on this corner of the room. That's my system. Okay. Then, after you define what your system is, whatever is left over
surroundings, get it,
of the universe is the surroundings. So if I'm the system, then everything else is the surroundings. You are my surroundings. Saturn is my surroundings. Right? As far as you can go in the universe, that's part of the surroundings. And then between the system and the surroundings is the boundary. And the boundary is a surface.
Boundary is a surface.
That's real, like...
Did you hear that?
The outside of my skin.
It's real.
Or the inner wall of the thermos that has the coffee in it.
Physical. Real.
Physical.
Hey, Flash, hold on a second. Is this all included in an enclosed system according to like FTFE, people like that? The universe is an enclosed system, right?
Yeah,
well, if it's enclosed, how can it be? If it's enclosed, how could it be expanding? Expanding to where?
That's the one issue. What's it expanding into, first of all?
Yeah, nothing.
and where did the energy come from for this expansion?
Exactly.
That's why I always tell them, okay, if you believe in the Big Bang, your singularity, and the expansion, it violates the first law of thermodynamics.
You'd have to get the energy to return back into the system somehow.
Yeah, but that energy had to be created for that expansion. Where did that energy just come from?
It just happened out of nowhere.
Of course.
Or, as a Family Guy explained it, God farted. And
nice. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it could be an imaginary boundary. For instance, I can imagine that there's a boundary that surrounds.
And this is where the globies live in, guys, the imaginary boundary. see how he's explaining the boundary in the room now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got this imaginary boundary there, but that imaginary boundary is in an actual system that has physical boundary. Yes, you can
Like
isolate mathematically a section with a magical hypothetical boundary, but that doesn't mean that in reality it doesn't have an actual boundary containing that.
Liters of air that's sitting in the corner there. It doesn't have to be a real container to contain it. It's just an imaginary boundary there. And where you place that boundary becomes important.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, for the thermos with the coffee in it, if you place the boundary in the inside wall of the glass or the outside wall of the glass and the inside of the thermos, that makes a difference, different heat capacity, etc. So this becomes where defining the system and the boundaries and everything becomes important. You've got to place the boundary at exactly the right place. Otherwise, you've got a bit too much in your system or a bit too little.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more definitions. The system can be an open system, or it can be a closed system, or it can be isolated.
Yeah, I was right. I was right. I was right.
The definitions are also...
There we go. 3 systems, guys.
I was right. All along, I was right. I'm only joking.
Delta says he is suggesting imaginary boundaries surrounding the system. Silence. No, we already answered that. Mathematically, you can do it imaginary boundary. Physically, you can't do an imaginary boundary. You want an example?
Yeah, just on
okay,
paper.
Fine. Let's do an example. A swimming pool. Okay? We can go mathematically say cubic centimeter of water in the center part of the swimming pool. There's my imaginary boundary. Does that mean the water in the whole swimming pool is not contained in a physical swimming pool?
It still is, yes. It still has containment.
The imaginary boundary is just a mathematical concept to describe a portion of a system. Just like you can use this imaginary boundary when you're explaining weather systems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because you have a boundary for your explanation mathematically. That doesn't mean the whole Earth is based on that little mathematical construct. The Earth is in the enclosed system. You just got that, you just concentrating on that one little section. That's why you got your hypothetical, mathematical, imaginary boundary. There's still stuff beyond it. The air is still moving everywhere in and out through that boundary, that imaginary boundary. Imaginary boundaries won't stop it from going. I mean, I can say, okay, I got an imaginary closed boundary. In reality, will that stop actual gas moving through it? No, it's imaginary. It's a hypothetical.
No.
And I think this is the problem that a lot of the globers have. They can't deduce the difference from imaginary and physical. Sorry, Roger? Wow, you're roboting bad, man. Couldn't hear a word.
Wasted on everybody.
Okay, let's get on with this.
Important here. Okay, an open system, as the name describes, allows mass and energy to freely flow through the boundary.
Huh.
Okay. Mass and energy
So physicality
flow through
things,
boundary.
guys. Now, I want to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
If an open system lets mass and energy freely move through its boundary, what does the globies claim the Earth to be?
I say it's open.
Is it an open system? I thought it was closed.
Say it's an open system, but it's a closed system at the same time. That's
but according to the second law of thermodynamics, all the gas will just fill the available volume.
Yep.
And we'd all die. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
until gravity, but gravity, and we have a gradient.
Oh, gravity, the thing that's not a force.
I want to build an altar to gravity.
Should be able to show a downward force of air, you would think, if that was the case, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've not seen that yet.
I find that really odd. Yeah, they love going to gravity, but even if you give gravity as a force, it would be too weak to do anything.
Yeah, it's too weak to hold a cloud down from the sky, but too bloody so strong. Yeah, exactly. Ha! It's their glue. It's their gaffer tape. Their duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a constant rate of acceleration, right?
Yeah. Well, they think acceleration due to gravity. They think gravity causes gravity.
What?
Gravity causes gravity, yeah.
Because if you ask them, what is gravity? They say, oh, it's the acceleration, things falling. It's like, no, that's things accelerating. They say, oh, but gravity causes that.
It's moving because it's moving.
It's moving because it's moving.
Moving because it's moving.
I'm putting seatbelts on the couch. I don't want to fall off.
Okay.
Mass and energy flow. I'm an open system.
Yep. Yes,
Right?
you are an open system.
Water vapor goes through my skin. I'm hot compared to the air of the room. Or cold if I'm somewhere that's warm. So energy can go back and forth. The thermos with a lid on top is not an open system.
Yep.
Hopefully your coffee is going to stay warm or hot in the thermos, right? It's not going to get out. So the thermos is not an open system. In fact, the thermos is an isolated system.
But notice it's a hypothetical isolated system, guys. If you have a thermos, does it still cool down?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It just takes longer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So the energy does still
It's good.
get released from its boundary. That's why an isolated system is just hypothetical. In other words, guys, the universe is a hypothetical.
No, because even like a Yeti cooler will, it'll keep ice. You can keep ice damn near a week in one of those things, but it will eventually melt.
Yeah, you don't have an actual isolated system. You can. That's why it's a hypothetical. You can have it as closed as possible. The closest thing to an isolated system is a closed system. But yet you still have energy transference. So therefore, isolated doesn't exist. The only reason they give the universe as an isolated system hypothetical is because they claiming it to be the end boundary of what we know. They don't know what's beyond that. That's the only reason why they call it that. What? Happy birthday, Spud!
Of course. Spuddy boy, happy birthday, dude.
Wils geluk, lieve Mikey, omdat jy verjaar.
And many happy
returns.
Happy birthday!
En nog baie jare spaar. Happy birthday,
Nice.
Spud!
And many happy
What's
returns,
up, buddy?
guys.
Happy 21st.
Do you remember when Spud seen me? He made a remark. He said, I feel like I've been catfished by PJ. Do you remember that?
I still remember when Spuddy came with his Batman outfit to the dress up stream.
Aye. I remember when Spud said that. It was funny.
Oh, I have a costume for that.
Sorry?
I actually have a costume I could wear. Yeah, it's just a silly thing, but it works.
Oh no, is that who I think it is? Brenda.
Wow.
Brenda tried to come in, but now gone, dropped.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no danger, Brenda.
You must be defending
Tonight's not a debate evening, so Brenda, if you do want to come in for a debate, let us know. We can organize a debate evening. Tonight is an educational evening.
Yeah.
Not a debate evening. No, not a let's hear Brenda. No, you're just wrong.
No. I don't want to hear them. Brenda's skew with morals, Forget that.
Anyway, Alan Norshan, thank you for being a member for 19 months. You rock, man. Says, happy birthday, Spud. Woohoo! Really appreciate all my members, by the way, and everybody that supports this channel. Thank you very much. Please hit the likes if you haven't already. Share the show. You guys rock. How's the votes looking? It's up to 84 votes. Still about the same. 57% say 3 systems, 7% say 1. Closed systems 24, open systems 12. Why is closed systems gone up to 24? Is the Globies retarded or something?
Yeah. Well, is that a rhetorical question?
What if you just read the question too fast and didn't realize what it was asking before you answered it?
Yeah. Wow. Because you all know it's the Globies clicking there.
Be right back, my sister.
The isolated system is the opposite of the open system. No mass and no energy can flow through the boundary. The closed system allows energy to transfer through the boundary, but not mass. So a closed system would be, for instance, a glass of ice water with an ice cube in it with a lid on top. Right? The glass is not very insulating. Energy can flow across the glass, but I put a lid on top, and so the water can't get out.
And this is the dilemma the Globers sit with. Is Earth an open or closed system, guys?
Closed.
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 No, but they're claiming the astronauts can leave the Earth. So how can it be closed?
Oh, yeah, on theirs. Yeah, exactly.
The universe contains it, remember?
And it's full of gravity.
That's right.
But last time I checked, is the universe, aka space, a separate system than Earth?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So we live on the universe. We don't live on Earth, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
In the imagination.
I think it's all one.
But yeah, it's separate systems, and that's why they suffer with what they do. Roger, thank you for $2, which says, down, boy, down. You who I am talking to. Who are you talking to, man?
Mr. Brenda. Down.
Who are you calling a man?
Yeah, that's the boy. That's the man in you.
Yeah.
No more debates with Brenda. You gonna schedule Flatzoid?
No, definitely not.
That's like having a Jerry Springer freak show having him on.
I can't help it. The male can't accept he's a male.
No, that's just has confusion to me.
Kind of weird shit right there, man.
Miss
But they all got something going on.
Miss Marcuni, thank you for your £10 super chat. Says a Chanay support. Happy birthday, Spud.
Chanay.
Thank you very, very much, Miss Maud. You rock.
Let's hear it for the
Vicky for the super chat. Really appreciate all.
Hey, Spud, how old are you?
12.
12. He just got his first pimple today.
Yeah. We'll know you've arrived when you get a classic car Avon cologne.
Avon.
And the ones that's in like a Model T.
And he goes through the boundary, but nothing else. Okay, important definitions, even though they may sound really kind of dumb, all right? But they're really important because when you get the problem, figuring out whether you have an open, closed, or isolated system, what's the surroundings, what's the boundary, what is the system, that's the first thing to make sure that is clear.
You understood that, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when figuring out what system you're in, you have to figure out what the surroundings are and the boundary. Makes sense.
And figure out how it works, right? You got to know what system you're in.
Hey, Ryan Staveley's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah.
I saw that.
So to say thank you, PJ, for your £10 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. He says, Hippie birthday, bro. Love you, man. Bless, buddy boy. Birthday. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate all. You rock, DJ. And
No
Tony
problem.
Woodley also for a £20 super chat. He says, as the
Nice.
claim that the data is stitched together to get a pic of Earth, then how did the satellites take a pic of all the clouds at the exact same second to match exactly with the cloud next to them? Wow, that's a good point. Thank you very, very much for the super chat. Can you guys maybe think how we would get that to match exactly if it's taken apart and stitched together? I know.
Yeah, well.
It's photoshopped because it has to be.
Because it has to be.
It's kind of like their theory. It's all stitched together.
The whole theory's photoshopped.
When you see satellite weather, okay, what's going on there is they're taking Doppler radar, feeding it into a computer, which turns it into that imagery of those clouds, and then putting it over as an overlay on a high altitude map. That's all, or a high altitude photograph. It's not really a picture from a satellite. Okay.
Yep.
Once again, Doppler radar fed into a computer that creates the imagery that is put over top of a high aerial photograph. That's what your satellite is.
Yeah, I don't think they understand you do get things like geocentric satellites and stuff, but it's not satellites in space. It's just like weather balloons and relay stations and planes, drones. Think about it. The imagery is just high altitude imagery. I got another question. What happens if you change your focal length on a camera? Can you make something seem further or closer away?
Oh God, yes. Look, those photographs that you see, like even the video of the Trump thing where he's, with the assassination attempt, right? We were looking at that like where there was this crane and the hydraulic line was hit. You can see it and it sprays that stuff. We were looking at where that was spraying. Now that looks like it's spraying right on the crowd. It looks like it's right there next to the bandstand.
Foreshortening.
But it's not. It's way back there. But because of that effect of the telephoto lens causes everything to come together like that. It gives it this effect like it squeezes everything together. And it was way back behind that shit.
Yeah. It sets it in. It changes its infinity. The infinity is like, you can imagine it like a glass plane that moves back and forward. And that's exactly what it does, because it's trying to take three-dimensional surroundings two-dimensionally. So it just changes the infinity of close and further. And that's how you get the depth of field.
If it's not clear, the problem is going to be impossible to solve. And that's also how people, find ways to break the second law. It's because somehow they've messed up on what their system is.
That was the key, guys.
And
that's how people figured out how to break the second law, because they messed up what the system is.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that sound familiar? What is the globe claimed again, guys? Open or closed? They claim it's closed,
but they
claim it's open at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's open, or it's closed when it's convenient, but open when they need it.
Of course. Yeah.
And what did he just say?
Remember then, and they've got a what is it? What do you call it again? They've got a gravity container over every single planet and every single moon. Remember as well.
Gravity container, exactly.
Gravity container now.
Oh man. Okay. Where were we? Okay.
Including too much or too little in the system, and it looks to them that the second law is broken and they've created more energy than's been brought in. That's usually the case. Questions? Okay, let's keep going. So now that we've got a system, we've got to describe it. So let's describe the system.
That's a cool blackboard, man.
That's cool, eh? But all these different layers.
It turns out that when you're talking about macroscopic properties of matter, you don't need very many variables to describe a system completely, thermodynamically. You just need a few macroscopic variables that are very familiar to you, like the pressure, the temperature.
Pay attention now. Pay attention now, please, Lobies. Please. No, remember what the P and the T means, please.
The volume,
and
the number
V.
of moles of each component, the mass of the system.
The moles of each component, like the Boltzmann constant and the mass. You know, this practically describes the, what would we call it? The ideal gas law. The same gas law that the globe dictates the atmosphere for. Weird. Don't you guys find that weird? That pressure plays a part, temperature plays a part, volume plays a part. That means it has containment. The number of moles plays a part. The amount of mass plays a part. Really weird.
If you've got a magnetic field, maybe the magnetic susceptibility, the electric field. We're not going to worry about these magnetic fields or electric this class. So pretty much we're going to focus on this set of variables here. You're going to have to know when you describe the system if your system is homogeneous, like
or inhomogeneous,
your coffee with milk in it, or heterogeneous, like water with an ice cube in it. So heterogeneous means that you've got different phases in your system. I'm a heterogeneous system. Soft stuff, hard stuff, liquid stuff. The coffee is homogeneous, even though it's made up of many components. Many different kinds of molecules make up your coffee. There's the water molecules, the flavor molecules, the milk proteins, etc. But it's all mixed up together in a homogeneous macroscopic fashion. If you drill down at the level of molecules, you'd see that it's not homogeneous. But thermodynamics takes a bird's eye view. Looks pretty uniform.
Yeah, it takes a whole system look. That's what's awesome about thermodynamics. That's why it says, guys, gravity can't contain things. Yeah,
Nope.
Go ahead.
No. Describes the world we live in completely, in a whole.
Yeah. It takes the surrounding system. This would be space, the universe. And it takes the claimed system, the Earth, and it says, okay, do we live in an open system or closed system? And then you compare it to the three systems. You say, do we have energy and mass going through its boundaries? Yes, then it should be open.
Yep.
No, then it can't be open. It should be closed.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
The
you can't have it both ways.
It's a pure contradiction. They don't
can't have it both ways.
gel together.
So that's a homogeneous system. One phase. You have to know if your system is an equilibrium system or not. If it's an equilibrium system, then thermodynamics can describe it. If it's not, then you're going to have trouble describing it using thermodynamic properties. Thermodynamics talks about equilibrium systems and how to go from one state of equilibrium to another state of equilibrium. And what does equilibrium mean? It means that the properties of the system, the properties that describe the system, don't change in time or in space.
Yep. And do we see changes, guys?
Not any major changes, just weather for the most part.
Do we see changes in pressure with altitude, temperature changes?
Oh, yeah, we do.
So we live in a dynamic system.
We also lose pressure based on elemental loss as well too. You get to certain altitudes, the moisture content goes down. That's a big one. You start losing other elements as well. So and gaining other elements that are lighter.
So we don't live in an equilibrium system, do we? But
Really?
things are seeking equilibrium.
Yes.
Constantly. Otherwise, we wouldn't have weather.
Great.
Probably wouldn't be alive neither.
So we get weather fronts due to high pressure systems and low pressure systems colliding together in an attempt to equalize and expressing itself in what we call weather.
And this is the whole reason I'm trying to bring this up is because this is how the globies try and strawman us. If it's a closed system, you should be in equilibrium.
I'm like, you're not in a spray paint can, idiot.
Hello. Gas, pressure, containment.
Yep.
Release.
No, man. Why don't you just use gravity, man? You can't use it in the can.
Gravity would have held that in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Well, gravity still is. I mean, nothing came out at all. It's just it's still pressurized. This can. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Wouldn't the gravity of the can hold that down?
I just got heavier. I opened up this gravity pocket that I have here.
Whoa.
And it suddenly got man, I can't even hardly hold this thing up.
Nice one, Tom.
I like that gravity pocket.
Yeah, that's a gravity pocket. See,
have the wife sew you up some of those, some gravity pockets.
That's what she made that as a joke.
Oh, nice.
She goes, here's a gravity pocket.
Yeah, so she saw Vicky. She said you need to do some merch, man.
Yeah, people have been getting on me about that. I just applied for monetization and they denied me.
Why?
Well, dude, why don't you use what that I use? They're not actually bad because they said they actually have some good. The quality is actually very good.
Yeah, I haven't really decided on what kind of a logo or whatever I want to use. I got a couple in mind that are pretty cool.
Yeah, because I am working on new merch as well. But yeah, use Spreadshop, man. They do everything for you.
They said
you just have to make your logo and upload it and everything.
Nice.
Something about content containing illegal substances or promoting sales or dangerous
for goodness.
Oh, hell.
Wow. What? Because you had a tug in a bong?
No, I don't think it's that. It might. I'll go back through it. What I was thinking about is I'll just go back from and just put all the old videos on private. They're not getting any more views or anything else like that anyway. So put them on private and then they review it again and see what happens. They said they're automatically going to review it again in like a month or something.
It's a good
That's
idea.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, people like Veritas need those videos to make hit pieces on you, so.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's no big deal, but yeah, I'll do that merch thing too. I'm thinking on getting on Rockfin as well. So
Jeff's backstage, but
if I've got a gas in a container, the pressure of the gas has to be the same everywhere in the container. Otherwise it's not in equilibrium.
I'm letting him in.
If I place a container of gas on the table here and I come back an hour later, the pressure needs to be the same when I come back. Otherwise it's not in equilibrium. So it only talks about equilibrium systems.
I thought you couldn't hear me.
What else do you need to know? You need to know the variables. You need to know if it's heterogeneous or homogeneous. You need to know if it's in equilibrium. And you also need to know how many components.
Now we're getting into the bit more complicated things. Because the globies don't understand 3 different systems. Do you think they're going to understand this?
Heck no.
No,
their head's spinning too much.
You have in your system.
No, it's like multitasking.
So a glass of ice water with an ice cube in it, which is a heterogeneous system, has only one component, which is water, H2O.
Mm-hmm.
2 phases, but 1 component.
Yep.
Latte, which is a homogeneous system, has a very, very large number of components to it. Right? All the components that make up the milk, all the components that make up the coffee, and all the impurities, etc. Cadmium, heavy metals, arsine, whatever that are in your coffee.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect system for RDD, right?
Actually, yeah.
Word.
Okay, any questions?
Yes, I got a question. Why is it that the globies don't understand what thermodynamics is?
Because they choose not to.
Aye, willful ignorance.
Yep.
I think we're making it as simple as we possibly can. So.
But you're stupid, Flatzoid.
And
scary.
I mean, we just got an MIT professor saying everything we're saying, but we're just wrong.
All right.
We're just.
All right, so we've described the system with these properties. Now, these properties come in two flavors. You have extensive properties and intensive properties. The extensive properties are the ones that scale with the size of the system. If you double this system, they double in their numerical number. For instance, the volume. If you double the volume, you double. V doubles, right? I mean, that's obvious.
Right.
The mass. If you double the amount of stuff, the mass will double. Intensive properties don't care about the scale of your system. If you double everything in the system, the temperature is not going to change. It's not going to double. Temperature stays the same. So temperature is intensive, and you can make intensive properties out of the extensive properties by dividing by the number of moles in the system.
That's how when you have inversely proportional gas laws, guys.
Mole's just a measure, right?
Yeah.
Mole, yeah, that's the measurement.
Measure of molecules, yeah. So it's the amount.
So I can make a quantity that I'll call V bar, which is the molar volume, the volume of 1 mole of a component in my system. And that becomes an intensive quantity. A volume, which is an intensive volume. Okay? The volumes per mole of that stuff.
Stuff.
And moles can't be held by gravity at all.
What's gravity, man?
I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, Spuddy, I still want to know, because he says he presented the Black Swan to the people at work yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So I want to actually ask Spuddy to tell us how it actually went and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. Have a nice conversation, see how it went.
Did their minds get blown?
Yeah, because think about it. When you present that to normal globies, they act very differently than anti-flat earthers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like shock and awe, right? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
I've had people get mad at me over it, though.
Well, joke them if they can't take a fuck, you know?
I flat smacked someone here at work by showing them how is it possible to see Orion this one time of the year and in the sky above you, and then on the other side of the sun see those same stars, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're right."
Well, but Jeff, you're lying. You don't see it.
Yeah. Okay.
But you just live there, you know.
Of course.
Thermodynamics is the science of equilibrium systems, and so we need it. It also describes the evolution of one equilibrium to another equilibrium. How do you go from one to the other?
Like high to low, hot to cold. Uh-oh.
It's happening right now somewhere.
Mm.
Yep.
Aye.
I actually still have Igor bugging me in chat, but I don't ever see it because I blocked him. But he keeps on asking me for the picture. Yeah,
Wow.
Igor, whoever he is, it's probably Aaron.
Igor.
It's probably Andrew.
How do you know it's not? How do you know it's not Igor?
Okay.
Dude, he followed me.
I stand corrected. Igor, Igor, loser Gore.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Igor followed me.
I need to correct you. It's Igor.
I thought it was Igor.
Oh god.
Eager.
That's almost racist, dude.
I'm eager.
Oh no! I really did. It kind of did, didn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
How are you making fun of my name? My name is Igor.
He followed me into Mikey's chat asking me for your pictures. Jeff, he followed me into
Gravelactioliosis.
The idiots. Absolute stalking idiots.
Oh, you're breaking up, Roger.
chat for your pictures. Oh.
Robot
Hold
Roger. Robot Roger.
Robot Roger.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
No.
So the
I'm
set
dead.
of
Danger, Dr. Smith, danger.
properties that describes the system in equilibrium doesn't change. Okay, so these unchanging properties that describe
Good God.
The equilibrium state of the system are called state variables. Okay.
Can we dig a bit
So
deeper?
the state
State variables, guys.
variables describe the equilibrium state, and they don't care about how the state got to where it is. They don't care about the history of the state. They just know that if you have water at 0 degrees Celsius with
we stop that for a
ice
second?
in it, that you can define it as a heterogeneous system with a
Someone try to
certain,
come in.
certain density for the water. Or
Yeah.
The globies will think the state is standing for an actual state in the United States. So we got to be, we've got to make sure that they understand what state means.
True.
Well, luckily he's going to actually explain what a state is. Yeah.
Like a
Oh, he is good. Okay, that's good. He's going to explain what a state means then. All right. Just make sure.
Yeah, a condition.
It's one of those sales that they have, like a big yard sale.
certain density for the ice, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Doesn't care how you got there. We're going to find other properties that do care about the history of the system, like work that you put in a system, or heat that you put in a system, or some other variables. But you can't use those to define the equilibrium state. You can only use the state variables, independent of history. And it turns out that for a one-component system, one component meaning one kind of molecule in the system, all that you need to know to describe the system is the number of moles for a one-component system. And to describe one phase in that system, one-component homogeneous system, you need n and two variables. For instance, the pressure.
Why do you need two variables, guys?
Why do you
Does
need
this
two
change?
variables?
Two what?
Yeah.
Two variables.
You can measure the difference with
That's why it's called states. So you got your starting state and your ending state.
Yeah, right.
Just like you get to high to low pressure, cold to hot, those are two different states.
Absolutely.
So there you go, Globies. You understand what a state is now? It's not a state as in like a country. Okay, land.
You'd really screw them up by throwing the hermetic principles into it and say that hot is just another expression of cold by being just less cold. Or that cold is just another expression of hot, but it's just really low hot.
It's just the absence of heat.
Yeah, what is it? Is it glass half full or half empty?
Alan, my condition is Montana.
See, I'm the conspiracy theorist. They got the optimist and the pessimist. It's half empty. It's half full. It's got goddamn fluoride in it, man.
It doesn't matter. I don't drink it.
It's got fluoride in it.
It's good for you.
And the temperature.
Fluoride.
Okay. Or the volume and the pressure. If you have the number of moles and two intensive variables, then you know everything there is to know about the system, about the equilibrium state of that system. There are hundreds of quantities that you can calculate and measure that are interesting and important properties. and all you need is just a few variables to get everything out. And that's really the power of thermodynamics, is that it takes so little information to get so much information out, so little data to get a lot of predictive information out. Okay, so as we're going on with our definitions, we can summarize a lot of these definitions into a notation, a chemical notation that will be very important. And, so for instance, if I'm talking about 3 moles of hydrogen at 1 bar, 100 degrees Celsius.
Wait, why are you talking about gas? I thought the Globy said this entropy has nothing to do with gas.
Or it doesn't affect gas. Entropy doesn't affect gas because it's magical.
No, they said it's
They
got
got that
nothing to
wrong.
do with gas.
Yeah, gravity has nothing to do with gas.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
So over
I'm not
space
gonna
station.
give.
They did?
No, I'm just I'm reading what I saw, the link that Saul put in. I'm sorry, I was reading the website that Saul put in.
You're distracting, PJ.
Yeah.
Sorry. Luke in a second.
He's rubbing off on you.
Hydrogen at 1 bar, 3 degrees, blah, 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 right? I'm going to write it in a compact notation. I'm going to write it like this. 3 moles of hydrogen, which is a gas, 1 bar, 100 degrees Celsius. Okay.
There we go. Got all the information you need. So it's 3 moles of hydrogen, guys. Okay?
Mhm.
It's got its pressure and it's got its temperature. Okay? We got that?
That's all you need? Got it?
It gives you everything you need to know about the system. Tells you the number of moles, tells you the phase,
the gas,
tells you what kind of molecule it is, and gives you 2 variables
the pressure
that are state variables.
and the temperature.
You could have the volume and the temperature, you could have the volume and the pressure, but this tells you everything. I don't need to write it out in words. And then if I want to tell you...
Okay, I want to ask you guys something. Because there's pressure, would that mean that that system is closed?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. And I want to ask something. Do we have pressure?
Aye.
Where we are sitting right now?
14.7.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel it.
No containment, no pressure. No containment, no gas. At all.
Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun.
Baby.
Yeah.
Tell you about a change of state, or let's first start with a mixture. Suppose that I want to tell that I give you a mixture, like this is a homogeneous system with 2 components, like 5 moles of H2O, which is a liquid at 1 bar, 25 degrees Celsius, plus 5 moles of CH3CH2OH, which is a liquid at 1 bar.
Liquid and a gas?
25 degrees Celsius.
2 phases.
Okay, this describes roughly something that is fairly commonplace. It's 100 proof vodka, right? Half water, half ethanol. That describes that macroscopic system, okay? You're missing out the impurities, all the flavor molecules that go into it. Right? But basically, that's the homogeneous system here described. 2-component homogeneous system. Then you can do all sorts of predictive stuff with that system.
And Flatzoid, quick question for you.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you deal with this kind of system daily, being a spray painter, right? So you have to deal with so you are an expert when it comes to this. So why would they call you an idiot and stupid for actually showing?
I wouldn't say
what
an expert.
No. Well,
I'm just
saying an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a grip
Actually,
on the understanding
I have
of
to
how.
understand how pressure works to be able to do my job. I would understand I need a container to hold the liquids in. I need a container to push the gases out. I need a surface area for the pressure to hit against. In other words, you need stuff. But yeah, they just, oh, you're just a dumb flat earther. You're just a spray painter. You don't know anything. Let me tell you how my globe spins in space and being open, and I don't understand how it doesn't violate second law of thermodynamics. Well, the guy at MIT tells me it does.
Don't ask that questions, Flats. They know it already. They've been there. They've investigated it.
You know what's funny? We simplify the stuff so dumbed down to these morons. Okay?
True.
That children understand what the hell we're talking about, and they still don't get it.
They're too smart for their own good.
I mean, I've got a glober that literally started a channel. His first video was dedicated to me. And you know what his video was? Remember that video I did where I explained to Luca in a dumbed down way where math just describes, but it can lie?
Oh, yeah.
With the two apples and the orange or whatever.
Right.
His whole video was, oh, this guy's so dumb. He's a moron. He's an idiot. Look at this, blah, blah, blah. And I'll go and I comment in his video. And I said, I had to dumb it down so much for you guys. And I'm going to make a point of this. So I gave him an equation. It's been now 2 weeks. He hasn't been able to figure out what the equation means for my argument.
Well, you're so stupid, Flash. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm the dumb one. The thing is, we have to dumb down things so much, and yet these people still don't get the argument. I literally think we're living in an what's idiocracy movie at the moment.
It's a documentary.
Yeah, that's a good movie. My daughter loves that one. She predicted it was going to happen. It's not a movie. It's for real.
It's a documentary.
It's actually happening. Yeah.
It's
exactly. Let's see if I can actually bring up those comments.
It's ridiculous.
This is. I think he commented to me today. I commented to him again today.
Let's hear his reply.
Let's go to his video quickly. But yeah, to be fair, the guy looks kind of retarded himself anyway. So there we go. This is the guy.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, it just calls me stupid and stuff the whole time. This is what I wrote. Okay, just watched it, liked the editing. I have to agree the editing was quite good. But I have to point out saying someone is lying and stupid is not a rebuttal because that's all he did. The context of the argument was really made as simple as I could so anyone can understand it. Since you seem to be smart here, here's an argument on a more intellectual level. You see there's the equation I gave? See if you can figure it out.
All right.
Good luck. There is your next quick video. Have fun. Okay? There it is. So
you're taking them to school, aren't you?
Yeah. So this is my whole argument, literally based on an equation. What's my whole argument? Math only describes it can lie.
Yep.
Does that? No, you guys obviously. I don't know if you guys know what that equation based on.
No, I can't see it from here.
No, I mean I'm crap with equations, so I'm not sure.
Flatzoid, guys. The thing that they thought causes fire.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this
equation, the amount.
Yeah, this equation tells you Flatzoid causes fire. Does Flatzoid cause fire, people?
Sorry?
No.
But I got an equation saying it does.
Of course it does, yeah.
Must be true then. So, like gravity.
Yeah, so the math lied.
It did.
Yeah.
It's describing it in reality, but in reality it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. Very simple stuff. You guys agree? Very easy.
All right.
Yes.
Look at this, guys. Now notice this is like 2 weeks ago. Over 2 weeks ago. All right. I'll see if I can figure it out. It won't be my next video since I don't want to pigeonhole myself into just flat Earth stuff. What an excuse.
Absolutely.
But I will do a video if I can figure it out. I hope just this isn't an amino acid Dr. Tour wrote on the chalkboard for Dave. So he literally looked at that and he thinks it's an amino acid. I can't believe it. Anyway. So it says, not even close. Have fun. Then you get the normal trolls. The Zorg. Idiot.
Zorg, he's a zombie.
Yeah.
What a dork.
So 2 weeks ago, again, I said, have you figured it out yet? What I have to figure out, okay? Still nothing. Still Zorg. Andrew Johnson, I don't know what the hell he's doing there as well again. It's amazing. That guy's everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Andrew Johnson, go and be fruity elsewhere.
But I mean, what are they doing everywhere? Why are these guys...
No, he tried to get fruity with me in chats, in the comments. He's a fruit kid.
But don't you guys see these guys are hanging around in other people's videos that I comment, literally to troll me in other people's comments?
Because that's normal behavior to them.
That was like in your last interview, Moxie was in there. And I'm like, what is he doing here? Like, he's... Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, okay, this is what he says. The expression of a ride is intriguing. It appears to be a mathematical formula. No shit, Sherlock. It's an equation. But without specific content. Without specific content, guys. So in other words, he didn't know what it was.
Okay, I gotcha.
That's funny.
Pi represents the mathematical constant approximately equal to... And then he says, C and R are variables that are significant depends on the context of which this formula is used.
Oh, God.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
That's obfuscation.
Yeah, look at his context, guys. So pi is a mathematical constant approximately equals to blah, blah, blah. Rearrange the equation. Start by isolating the term, one of the side equation. Solve for C and Y, you both enter. Interpretation. The value of C depends on the specific context in which the equation arises. Without additional information, we can't determine its numerical value. Remember, the context matters. So, in other words, he just didn't know what the hell was going on.
Andrew Johnson is jack of all trades.
That's when I would just throw it in. Like, I don't know. Explain it to me. Just humble myself just for a second. You know?
Yeah. But remember, his whole video called me stupid and moronic. Okay, because I dumbed something down that even this moron can understand. Okay, so now I gave him an intellectual argument, and he still couldn't get it. But how would I expect him to get it if he couldn't understand the dumbed down version?
Well, that's it. So
there he says, there's the gotcha. I knew I was coming. No, I haven't responded to you yet. You just did. There's your comment. If you couldn't tell, it took me 2 weeks to put my next video because I've been so busy in real life things. All of us are busy. All I said in response to my 20-minute plus video is calling me stupid doesn't disprove my arguments. You also didn't seem to notice that it wasn't mentally jerking myself off and calling myself smart. I'm dumb as shit and I'm not afraid to admit it, unlike yourself. I'm not playing your stupid semantical until you leave the properly responded points in my video. Then I said, did I call you stupid?
Oh, good.
Wow.
Or did I just see why I have to dumb things down so much? You, on the other hand, called me stupid multiple times while showing when I do show my argument not dumbed down. You have no idea what is even going on. Dude, a lot to learn. That's all I have.
Nice.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is the kind of idiocy I have to deal with on a daily basis.
It's beyond the joke, isn't it?
So, what was my argument?
Did we make it through all 3 systems yet?
Sorry?
Hey, Vicky, you're missing an F in your jack off all trades.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good one.
that was brilliant.
That's
I'm
good.
using that from now on.
Okay. So, I think that was part 1.
Yeah,
what
man.
did you guys learn anything? Did you find it interesting or just revision work?
Yeah,
I know revision. I've seen these interviews.
I actually learned that I need to revise a bit sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes I take things for granted and I forget, like I did earlier. You know, I would just put closed system. And I was like, yeah. Then when you told me, I was like, of course. Why didn't I bloody know that? Well, I did know it. It's just it wasn't there. You know, busy day. No, it shows me.
It was just a review for me.
Need to revise.
Yeah, I've seen that before many times. Nathan plays it constantly.
I've
got a whole list we can go through. Like I said, this is just like the starting one, so it can make it very basic, just so people understand the different systems.
The teacher
just practically, so the globies would understand. You get 3 systems. Earth can only be one of them.
Right.
And the globe doesn't fit any of them.
No.
Exactly.
It claims one of them while doing another one of them.
Yeah.
By definition, the globe violates entropy. Just by definition alone.
Absolutely.
It has what we would call an identity crisis.
We know people.
Well, it's LGTB globe time. That's what it is.
Maybe that's a shirt I should.
Who am I?
The identity crisis.
I'm a walrus.
We like balls.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
He like pear-shaped balls.
Mine aren't quite pear-shaped. I'm sorry.
Pear-shaped.
Pear-shaped.
Hey, DD.
Don't worry, they'll stretch out a little bit later on.
Can I just say to DD?
It's already there.
Can I just say to DD? DD the third said, I want to come on one day, but just trying to decide on a topic I know about and can articulate. Speaking over the mic can get a bit intimidating, especially when so many people on the panel. Dude, I used to be like that, and I just came on the panel, and it's cool. Everybody's friendly, man. And then now I'm doing my own streams.
Yeah, and debatable D rocks.
Yeah, absolutely.
DD, you can come in anytime. Even if you just want a one-on-one kind of chat, just let us know. We'll organize it for you. Don't stress, man.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
More than happy to just discuss. You know what I mean?
I was like that, I was like that. I just start off with, I was nervous, and I just thought like there's loads of people got to be watching me. But then at the end of the day, they're your friends. Turn out to be your friends, and it's so cool.
He's climbed out of his shell. Now he's like always live. He's more live than he sleeps.
That's true. I'm live so much that I've kind of like I've abandoned my videos. I used to do like 3 videos a week, and that now I'm down to like 1 every 2 weeks because I've gone live so much.
This is much fun here. She does.
Vicky said she spent more time on YouTube when she took a break than any other time.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that way.
That's true.
Okay, so PJ, you got a show tomorrow?
Yes, like I say, I'm at Vicky's, so I'm on the laptop where it was crap at doing the streams before, and I haven't got an Ethernet cable yet. I'm doing Wi-Fi, but it's done not too bad tonight. But streaming myself going live might be a bit different. But I'm giving it a go. And if it doesn't work, I'll have an Ethernet cable by Saturday. So I'll be doing streams anyway. But I'm on the laptop till Monday until I go home. Then back on the PC. So you know what my laptop's like. There's a bit choppiness sometimes. So and sometimes it cuts out. So, but we manage. So I'm sure there'll be a few shows. Yeah.
Awesome.
So PJ, why didn't you bring the PC with you all the way to Vicky's?
Oh, come on, dude.
Carried it.
No.
He carries like 2 bags. Gets in a taxi and moans that he's carrying.
Somebody's got it.
Yep, absolutely.
I go with the suitcase, a bag, a dog, a car seat for the dog, and you moan that you carry too much.
I lift it out for you.
You asked for it.
No, I just don't like carrying awkward things. I had to bring a stool through today, and I just thought it'd be awkward, but we got a black cab, so it wasn't awkward at all. I think stupid things sometimes. I think, this has got to be more difficult than what it is, and it's not. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Vicky's put their link in for my live tomorrow.
Yeah, guys, do go.
I've always.
Yeah.
It's another Trump one. It's another Trump one with Nick Jones.
Nice.
I've always wanted to ride in one of those black cabs ever since I've seen them.
Oh.
You've never been in the Hackney carriage, no? Well, do you know that the Hackney carriages they're called, which is named after a place in London, Hackney, but they were made in Coventry, where I live.
Awesome.
Nice.
Originally, Coventry was a big.
They're just kind of cool. I like the suicide doors in the back.
A bit small.
Yeah, you can open them up.
Yeah. He's never been in one.
And Dave, you got a show?
I think they're all right.
It's a distinct possibility. Let me see what's going on here this evening, and like I say, subscribe to the channel. We're always live on Tuesday night, but usually toward the weekend. I don't know. It just varies what day I go on.
Links in chat.
Lay yourselves links in chat, guys.
Got to keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing. and me, like I am going to start reading the Book of Jasher coming up here. And unfortunately, my schedule is unpredictable, so
that's true.
Because I have to coordinate it where my wife usually will be doing something, and so she doesn't want to disturb me when I'm doing that. So yeah,
guys, do go and listen when he was reading the Book of Enoch. It was really awesome.
Caramel.
Yeah. Jeff, what time do you do your live streams? Because I'm usually working.
He just said it's
unpredictable
at the minute.
Yeah. So like I've done it on weekends, I've done it on weekdays, but when it's on weekdays, it'll usually be around like anywhere from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time.
Right.
Okay. Cool. So I'm on Central Mountain. So.
What's that?
I'm on Central Mountain time. So.
Okay, so you're 2 hours.
Hey Angela, good to see you. She says, Dave, please go live soon.
That's Jeff's link in chat, guys. Sub if you
Get Dave singing.
All right, man.
There you go.
Definitely. He's got to get
and Mr. Ledwell, you got any closing statements?
Yeah, this is a very, very educational show, and everybody should subscribe today. And especially Globies.
We're going to be doing a series, and it's going to be getting more intricate as we go along. So,
yeah, we should have more things like this rather than just debating and arguing. That we should have some teachings. You know what I mean? To keep it there, so it's there just to bring up if it comes up.
Think about it.
Do you know, like the Bible says, and be ready in and out of season, that type of thing.
But think about it now. People have got the basics on the different thermodynamic systems. So if someone asks them about it, they can say, "But yeah, let's break it down. What are you claiming actually?" And then you can demolish their arguments. Just based on what you got tonight, you can demolish the globies, anything they bring up about their globe based on thermodynamics and gas pressure.
Right.
Yeah. Are you going to cover any other laws like law and stuff like that?
We'll probably go through a whole bunch of others. I think the first thermodynamic series properly. We can maybe do the history of gravity as well.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Why would we want to do the history of a fallacy?
To show it's just the belief system.
Sure.
You can break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to show it's literally just based on pseudoscientific belief with no validity of any observational science.
Yeah, and a torsion bar and 2 lead weights. Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, right.
It proves it all, man.
So yeah, guys, thank you guys for coming. You guys rock. It was a great show. Really appreciate you all. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I mean, we are here for that. And hopefully Globies will grow the kahunas to actually defend their religion someday. Who knows? But all I know is, at the moment, let's just do what we do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it. You only keep getting the truth out there. That's it, man.
Exactly.
That 2 hours goes so quick, though.
That was so quick today. That was so quick today, man. It didn't drive.
It was
it really
great.
was. It was brilliant because, like, we didn't have Luca, things like that. Like, we had Luca this morning in my show, and it was good because he got told by Barbara and everything. And then the other night we had
Angela.
The other night we had Sov singing live on the Tuesday night.
Nice.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. Man.
Sov's a talented little man. He can pick up a guitar and play it.
Show you that Luca doesn't
blew
listen.
my head away. Shot my head away,
Right?
man. Shot my head
Because
away.
like if Barbara talked to him about this stuff and he still doesn't listen. It's
No.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
After last night, he was getting mad though.
The thing is, okay, I give up to Luca for coming out last night and doing what he did because no other Glober did. But the point is now all he's doing is he's trying to disrupt. He goes out his way to disrupt the show.
I've no doubt it's intentional now. Before I made excuses for him, but I've no doubt now it's intentional. With that, 100% intentional.
Well, I watched one of his streams, guys, and he identifies himself as Globe Luca. He's thinking, yeah.
Yeah, all I can say is, look,
watch his last stream.
I see through his little act. Fuck him. I don't want anything to do with him on my show.
Isn't that? Listen, and if he hasn't got autism, then he's disgusting. My son's got autism, and not like really high. Well,
I do think he does. I just don't. Like I said, I've given him chances, you know, and the guy's being dishonest now. He's
he's whacked.
He is being. Yeah, he's trying to see how far he can take this.
No, I mean he swore in the private chat. Only made 2 effing messages, so he's pushing his luck.
Yeah, and it's over. His luck is now finished.
It's done.
Let's move on with life, Luca. Sorry to tell you, man, but you can go and visit Jim Panda's channel if you want to go talk to someone. Go visit Nathan Oakley if you want to.
Just don't come here. Don't go to Sov's and don't come to mine. I mean, I had a soft spot for you, but you've just taken
Angela. His name is Luca. He lives on the second floor.
Even though I've said that, don't come. He will come and come backstage in StreamYard, and he will have on his avatar his name, and then say, "Just come to say hi," or "Just come to say sorry." That kind of thing.
I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I know he'll never come to one of my streams because it is reading the word, so and it'll melt his brain.
I just clicked on ban from studio, and when you click that ban from studio, they can't even come back on.
Yeah, but you got it on
StreamYard.
I can't do it on
StreamYard.
Yeah, you can ban him on StreamYard.
I haven't seen a thing where I can do it on Restream.
Hey, Jeff, the Igor guy followed me into Mikey's chat and asked me for your pictures of the constellation. Like, all right, like I got it. Yeah, you literally followed me in there, dude.
Well,
okay.
You know what? He's gonna have to wait. I don't have time to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to take these pictures because that's how it gets. It's light out until midnight. I can't.
And you got work the next day, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The thing with I have to, I mean, this is something that really pisses me off though with this whole thing. Globies always want to make demands, and if you don't want to meet their demands, then you're just dishonest. No, we don't have to meet anybody's demands.
No.
I know. Who they think they are? They all the time. You have to do this. You are dude.
I don't have to.
There was another guy in there with him. He said he had pictures of the midnight sun in Antarctica, and he had a video. And I gave him my email address, and I said, "Send me the video, dude." It's like I want to look at it, and I'm still waiting. It's not going to happen. But yeah, I've turned it right back on him. He's like asking for your pictures. I said, "Show me your video."
Did you see
Send it to me. Here's my email address.
Post? Did you see what I put for a community post today?
I haven't seen it now.
It's a windowless van. It says free tacos, and it says, "I'm not a fool. I need to see the tacos first." I said, and I just said the final experiment is sus AF.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, guys,
I'm just a rich pastor, and I'm going to disarm you by saying that I'm a Christian pastor, and I'm just so benevolent. I'm just going to give random strangers, $70,000 or more to go down to fucking Antarctica. Get out of here, man. What's in it for you, bro?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of shekels. That's a lot of
There's no
shekels.
such thing as a free lunch, baby.
Maybe he should use that money and put it to better use, like the money he owes people with all the court cases coming up.
You know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the largest amount he owes? It was like over 10 grand or something. One of them.
$360,000.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's like a broke man to me.
Yeah, that's what they're asking for. Now, what they end up settling for or whatever happens, but the later charges have stuff about, going against SEC regulations. And I don't know, would a prosecutor pick it up? A federal prosecutor. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if they don't get money, they'll put him in. Like you said, he's going to go on the pen.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, guys, I got to go.
Yep.
Appreciate you all. We'll probably have a longer show tomorrow night because it is Friday night. So
nice.
That'll be cool. Can have a longer show tomorrow. You must just, I'll be putting a community post up tomorrow if you want to do a part 2 of the thermodynamics or something else.
I think we should carry on. I think we should carry on with it.
I'm enjoying it.
I need to brush up on it, to be honest. So.
Yeah, you do.
Shut up.
Like I said, this lecture 1 is literally just the start.
Introduction.
It's the basics. It gets much more complicated later on.
Oh, of course.
Now, this is just a review for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take it in school. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, Jeff, you need it for your job.
No,
Vicky likes the doggies.
I do. They're beautiful.
They're my babies. They're horsing at me because I got up a minute ago to go use the bathroom, and they thought, "Oh, good, Daddy's off the thing. We're going outside. Here we go."
Time for walkie.
I bought Minnie a hoodie today. It's really cool, man. It's really cool. Yeah, the dog. Yeah, just a great hoodie. She's a girl. I was wishing it was pink, but put it on and it really suits her, man. It's really good, isn't it?
Anyway, thanks for coming.